Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I've just come downstairs. This house is an absolute mess. It's funny because you just sort of live in it and don't realise. And I always feel like Monday, obviously it's the start of a new week, right? And for me, that's often when sort of you, I don't know, reevaluate. And I've just seen the state of our kitchen. So it's about 7:30 and I'm on breakfast duty. I'm on breakfast duty every morning actually since Sarah got pregnant. Things have really changed in this household because typically Sarah is a real morning person and she sort of like pings awake every morning and like literally pokes me awake because I'm not good in the mornings. I mean, I wake up early because I have things to do. I say early, like 7:30 is my normal wake up time. But I'm really groggy and grumpy about it, whereas she's like, hi! Although, she still wakes up early now, but she stays in bed for a long time because she just needs to rest. She had a really rough weekend. The nausea is getting better overall, but she was still pukey in the weekend, still vomiting quite a lot, and she doesn't sleep loads in the night. She has to wake up and go for wheeze, and the nausea often gets worse for her at night time. So what happens now is I get up every morning and I bring her breakfast in bed. It's nothing exciting because she's not really eating exciting food. If she feels up to it, I'll make her a smoothie. She feels a bit like spicy, so I'll make her a smoothie with banana and blueberries and some oat milk and some protein in it and all that stuff. But typically, like her breakfast consists of this sort of stuff, just bran flakes or shreddies or ready break. Every once in a while, she's got some crunchy nut clusters here, although they're running low. So yeah, it's a whole change around, which is actually not a bad thing, right? Because it's preparing me for my sort of body clock, I suppose, because I know I'm going to have to wake up at the drop of a hat when the baby arrives, because obviously the baby's going to cry at all hours, and I need to be better at sort of forcing myself to actually get up and out of bed. My nature is to lay in bed for like half an hour before I do anything. So this is maybe a good thing. It's not a good thing for Sarah though, because she's feeling really ill again upstairs. So I'm going to take her some bran flakes this morning. Because they feel kind of quite a safe breakfast, you know. Once I've taken Sarah out for breakfast, I make myself a black coffee, and then we come back to bed while she eats. Now, she's right next to me. I'm not going to get her on shot because, bless her, it's not going down very well, and she's sort of soldiering through it. But typically what we do is we hang out here for like another sort of 20 minutes, and we do the crossword, and we also talk about our baby and talk to our baby. I have to say, later on, if Sarah feels better, maybe I'll get her in the video. Over the weekend, it seems that once you get past the first trimester, like the bump just grows sort of.
I've popped.
You've definitely popped.
But I think some of it's just a bit of bloat and gas.
She's been quite gassy over the last few days, yeah. You've had a really tough weekend actually. Very gassy, very pukey. And it's really hard for me just to watch and not be able to do anything. And Sarah's been sort of on the floor and on her hands and knees doing like cat cows because apparently they help release some gas, and she's been very burpy but not so farty.
Thanks for that. I'm glad that however many people watching this know about my bowel movements.
It's really hard to do the puzzle while looking through my camera. I can't read anything. Alright, fine. I'll go work out, get off my case about it. I've really, really struggled during lockdown with my workouts. Like, fitness is a really important part of my life, and typically it kind of sets me up for the day. I usually go in the morning, burn my calories, sort my mind out, feel great, but I keep making excuses for myself. I keep saying I don't like doing it in my house, and I don't, because I live in my house and I work in my house, and like I like to have a separate space for it. But, you know, we're in a pandemic. What other option do I have other than going out, which is an option, and I just haven't been doing it. And then I've also been very busy. I've had a couple of deadlines for some things I'm writing. So for the past fortnight, I barely left my office. Also not an excuse. I can get up later, I can get up earlier, I can go to bed later. I have the luxury of working my own hours, I can take a lunch break, you know, whatever. I just don't do it. And then I feel really miserable with myself for not putting any effort in. So I keep going through like fits and starts where I'll try really hard for a week and then get really into it, go, yeah, new me. And then I'll just kind of go off the boil again. So I keep finding that I'm getting very stagnant during lockdown, and it's really important for me to keep up with it. So Monday, I'm saying this with a smile on my face because I know this is like the 7th time I've done it, but I'm like, Monday, new week, new me. Just came down for a little coffee break, and look who it is! Hello, little baby maker. All right. while Sarah's having a tough day today, we've had, what time is it now? It's 12:25, and it's already been a bit of an emotional roller coaster.
Hormones make it worse, but it's just really tough being pregnant when you're sick. I mean, being poorly, like being sick all the time. I get shy and I to look. I'll look here. Yeah, being poorly, being sick all the time is hard because I'm constantly tired and I'm nauseous and I vomit. Add in then the worry, because I don't know if you've addressed this, I'm underweight for where I should be, so then you're worrying about the baby, but add in COVID and you think, oh, I don't want to go to hospital because of COVID, I don't want to see my family because of COVID, or I can't see my family because of COVID, and it's just a lot. And then
it's lonely, isn't it?
Add some hormones in and it's a real mess.
Yeah.
I see adverts on the telly and just cry.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Sarah's a tough cookie, actually. And I mean that, like, physically, mentally, she's, like, made of solid stuff, you know. But...
Remember when I went... Oh, you weren't there. When I went to the... I had to have an operation on my foot, and they were like, oh, we can't put any anaesthetic on this. We're literally just going to have to kind of go for it. And I didn't even flinch, and the nurse was like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, she's a tough old cookie, but I think it's just, yeah, it's an unprecedented thing. I know pregnancy isn't unprecedented, but it kind of is when it's your first time, and that you go through it essentially entirely on her own. I mean, I'm here to provide cereal and cuddles and things.
You're doing a good job.
Well, I can't do anything really other than just, you know, pick you up and give you a cuddle. And I won't even have to do that for long because there's going to be a big old bump in the way soon.
No, I'm getting so big.
Look at it. Can we show it?
Yeah.
We don't know who's in there, but there's somebody.
It looks much less big than it did this weekend where I was very bloated.
Well, yeah, I think you were bloated, but also you had like a skin-tight black dress on. So yeah, it's my heart absolutely goes out to Sarah, and actually anybody else in this position, because I do think that in the absence, this is a time, I think, when you should be surrounded by your family and smothered in love and affection and attention and care, and it's just me and Sarah, and I'm doing that, but there's only one of me, and I'm not her parents, you know, and I think there's something special about this time when becoming a parent, when you're with your parents who are sort of looking after. So we've been doing lots of like FaceTimes and things, but it's not quite the same. So yeah, we're very much looking forward to doors being open again. Sarah's parents have both had their jabs, so the only thing stopping us from visiting really are the rules at the moment. So as soon as the rules are lifted, we'll go straight there. I'm about to leave the house and I'm very, very excited. I mean, I know technically I left the house earlier and I went to the park to do some skipping, but that doesn't really count because I didn't see anybody or do anything apart from skipping. Today, I'm going to appear or be interviewed for someone's podcast. Now, I've done a few of these during lockdown, but they've all just been via a Zoom link. This time I'm actually going into the studio, so I put people clothes on, outdoor people clothes on and everything. I've got this jacket which I had forever. It's from Whistles. This jumper's new. I really like it. It's by Sunspell. I can't really hold the camera and also show you, but it says protect the cold places on it. Hello, darling.
Hello.
All right. You look very bumpy right now, I have to say. Hello, baby.
Yeah.
Who are you in there?
Don't know.
I'm also wearing these trousers, which is kind of really cool, oversized cords by Oliver Spencer, I think they're from. And then I've got these trainers, which are pink. They are from a brand called Goral. I must admit that I'm very disappointed in the weather. It was fine earlier. I went outside, did my skipping, and it was actually fairly warm and very bright. The podcast is only like a 40-minute walk from mine, so I expected the weather to pick up a little bit, and it was like a little bit drizzly. I'm here now, and like, you know when it's just sort of consistently damp, so now I'm sort of wet through, but like just sort of moist. It's really gross. But hey yo, podcast time. Finished. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I do quite a lot of these podcast interviewee type things where I go on as a guest. And to be honest, quite often they're, a similar chat because people want to get to know me and, do that sort of thing. But Steve Bartlett is here. Have I mentioned this yet? It's Steve Bartlett's podcast. It's called Diary of a CEO. It will be out in like 3 weeks-ish or so. But he really like challenged me. He really went in quite deep. It's just a great conversation. There's going to be a lot of editing. I think we must have been talking for like 2 hours, so a big one. But you know what? I've really, really enjoyed it, and I actually feel like I made a friend. He's a good dude. So yeah, I feel really positive. I wonder if it's also because I actually met someone, I actually saw a person, and I haven't seen people for so long. It's quite nice to go in. Anyway, that's that. I'm now walking back home. The sun's out again, which is nice. I'm dry. Though Sarah's texted me. She's been puking at home, bless her. It's funny because she had a rough weekend. I said rough today, but otherwise she had been much better. So I better get home and give her some brown food. We found brown food, like just carbs and stodge. Been really good for her. This is really smushy and perhaps not really relevant to the video, but I just want to let you know how wonderful Sarah is. On the walk to the podcast I was doing, she sent me a message just saying that she said, I know I haven't said it much lately because she's been feeling really rough, but she really appreciates me and that she thinks our baby has really hit the jackpot when it comes to a dad, which I think is really wonderful. Obviously, I think that's the most amazing thing someone can say to me. But she also texted me when I came out of the podcast saying, I've been sick again, I feel really, really rough. And I said, no worries, I'll get home and I'll make you some food. I've just walked through the door and she's downstairs on her online volunteering. So she volunteers helping kids read, basically. Typically, she goes in to the... I won't tell you too much about it because it's all like data protected and all that, but she goes into the location and she hangs out with the kids and she helps teach them to read. But of course, COVID, she can't do that. She's doing it online. She's down there. I can hear her helping this kid like create a story. It sounds really good fun, by the way. But she's so sick. She's just like been texting me just about how awful she feels. Not only sick, but also just really like emotional. And I can hear her giving all of her time to that kid down there. I just know she's going to make the most like spectacular mum. And I don't know, I just felt like sharing that with you guys. It's not of much consequence to this video, I know, I just wanted to let you know that I've lucked out. Oh my god, I'm so hungry. It's just occurred to me. I do this all the time. It's occurred to me that it's now 25 to 7. I've eaten nothing all day. I've had 2 coffees and I had a bowl of cereal. So not nothing, I had a bowl of cereal. That's all I've had all day. I forgot because I was busy in the office working. And I was doing that until it was time to leave for the podcast. I was in the podcast for 2 hours, and I walked home, and Sarah's doing her volunteering. So I forgot to eat, and then she's come upstairs and gone, are you hungry? Because I'm hungry. And I haven't eaten a thing.
I was struggling so hard to concentrate, and on my volunteering, one of the kids was telling me, have you spoken about this? I volunteer with
I just mentioned it, yeah.
Okay, so one of the children, they had to write a story, and her superhero was based on a cake that she had for lunch.
It sounded like fun from what I could hear.
She went into this like insane description of this cake that her mum made her for lunch, and I was there like, oh, don't tell me. Like trying to encourage her, but like stop talking about food because I'm really hungry.
So we've actually just ordered because Sarah hasn't eaten enough today anyway, and I was going to cook for her, but she was volunteering when I got in, so that was another hour. So I've just ordered us a load of pasta, and then we're going to have a quick snack because someone's gone to the supermarket. And then, wait for the food to come and just like devour it all. I feel like watching a film tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. We're on, if we do the Marvel thing, so we're starting Marvel from doing the chronological order. After we watched WandaVision, I was like, I forget in what order things happen now, so we started it from the very beginning. Sarah's not such a fan of it, so I'm just making her watch them with me. We are on now. The last one we watched was Iron Man 3. I think Civil War comes after that. Pasta! I've actually just realised that I'm supposed to edit and upload this video tonight. My aim is to try to upload most Mondays, and today's Monday, so I'm going to actually end this video right here. Oh, what do you think? Is that tasty?
It's hot.
Is it hot? Ooh, what is it? Almost like a little fried pasta thing?
Kind of fried ravioli.
Oh my god, I can't wait. So I'm going to eat this, then I'm going to edit, and I'm going to upload. So hopefully you should see this tonight. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I shall see you very soon. Goodbye.